That's not working. All right, everybody. Just give me a minute while I get my stuff all set up here. I think I've got everything fairly clear for you to see. Hey, Lena. Oh, sure. No problem. Hey, Zandra. Okay. Everyone's in lurk mode. No problem. So hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Hey, Ann. Nancy. It's a great day here. It's actually 16 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's warm. It's melting my snow and I'm so happy. The snow along the house is gone and my gardens are starting to show now, so there's actually daffodils peeking up. So, wow. That makes me happy. For everyone that's coming in, if you're a member, I do have this on the community membership page. So if you go into my community page on my channel, you'll see the download link for this if you want to play along. And if you want to just join, let's see if I can put it in here. Not sure. I know there's a way of doing it. Let's see. Just give me a minute while people start to come in. I'll get my thing for somebody to, if somebody wants to join, and it's $2.99 Canadian. For the first level, and that will get you all of the downloadables that I've offered the members. So there are quite a few traceables now and a ton of other things like background papers that I've done, eco prints that I've done, and you're welcome to download those. Papers that I've done, eco prints that I've done. Sorry, I'm so lame at this stuff. Area, and there's the link. I think anyone that's on a Apple product can see that. There we go. Yay, did it. So, now that all that technical stuff is out of the way, this is what we're going to be doing today. So it's a little shelf in a potting shed. So it's got little tags and stuff like that, some string, one of those glass, what are they called? I can't think of the name of them. Huh. And a little, these are for putting in it on the corners of your garden beds so that when you're undoing the hose and dragging it around, it doesn't go into your garden bed. So it kind of stops it. A watering can. So feel free to download that. You can color it, you can paint it, you can do whatever you want with it. Hey, Colleen. Now I'm going to do this. There's many levels that you can do this. Now there's a very simple way of doing it, so there's not a lot of detail, but it still looks great. Or you can put as much detail as you want. So I leave that up to you, and I will just show you the basics, and then if you want to leave it at that, you can leave it. And then I'll go on to putting in a little bit more with some colored pencils, that type of thing. And I think I may, instead of painting this all out, this thread, I may actually put in some yarn. So glue in some yarn or string or something. And there's two little areas that we'll be putting ephemera on. So it could be stamps, it could be stickers of some sort, labels, that type of thing. And then this is one of those, oh, what are they called? Anyone put it in yet? I can't think of the name of it for some reason. It's the glass little domes you put over plants that you put in your garden to protect them from the frost if we're going to get frost. It's right on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. Can't think of it. And then the watering can. And these are little garden tags for the vegetable gardens that you normally see. Hey, Devin. Yeah, there's another name for it too. I know bell jar, but there is another name for it. But I can't think of it. But bell jar works for me. So, what we did Tuesday, if you missed it, and it's a free download for everybody. You don't have to be a member to have this one. No, it's not terrarium. Cloche, is it? Something like that. I think it's cloche. If I had, probably some UK people would know it. And this is a little thing of shamrocks. So if you want to do this one, you can get the download. It's for everybody. You just have to go back onto my Tuesday watercolor class, and in the description there will be a downloadable link for you. That was fun to do. I think I might even just use some colored pencil on that, maybe. I was looking at that, seeing what else I could do with it. I'm thinking of my art folder, what I want to do with it. So those are the ones, little birds. They're also on downloadable for everybody. I don't know why I got so many. Let's see. Okay, so what I was thinking, actually, you know what? This would look cool as a pocket. Even if you did this, cut this out and used it as a pocket. I did buy these, so I'm going to show you those. So I'm going to put this across the bottom of my file folder, and I'm going to actually cut out, probably starting from over here, around the handle and around the dome and then around there, and so I can have it as a tuck, so I can tuck stuff in there. So I thought that would be a cool idea. Then you're not covering it up. So what I wanted to do is either paint something on this first as the background, or I could actually get some scrapbook paper that might resemble something I would have in the background. I do have this. This is a Stamperia book of paper. It's got some really cute papers in here. Now this would be really cute as part of the background, but I gotta make sure I've got enough of it to have behind my stuff that I'm painting. This has got some really cute stuff in it. Let's see. These tags would look really cute. So I could actually cut out one of these and put that, or use these for on the, although they're a little bit big, on the jar, stuff like that. Hey Kim, sorry wasn't on live. That's fine. This is cute too, little calendar. That's kind of cute too. Even something like this as the backdrop of a, or this, but I only have one of these, so that's not going to work for me. But sorry, Chloe. It's dangerous being around me. You have to watch out. You're okay. Chloe's down here. She's very nervous the past couple days because the snow has been melting and it's been sliding off the roof a little at a time. I wish it'd just all slide off at once, because she has been a nervous wreck for the last 2 days, and therefore has stopped me from getting any sleep because she's up and trying to dig underneath me when she hears it, and oh, so I'll be glad when it's off the roof. Kim. Hey Joan, good to see you. But I do have this one. I really like this Recollections paper pack. They're kind of grungy looking. There's a couple of them that have this type, the damask and paisley. So I might just use some of this maybe, because I like the grunginess. And there's 3 or 4 of the papers. I've always loved this one. I think there's only one left. Yeah. Because I need a couple, maybe 3. Let's see, that one might work. So I'm just, what I'm going to do is just glue it onto my file folder. That one's got 2. If I can find one with 3, that would be great. Oh, that one's 2. Well, maybe it's only 2. Well, that sucks. Because I need 3 really. Well, that one's got 3. I've just been using some of these. That one's got 3. The purple one. I don't want something too loud. That's kind of cute too. Because I don't want it to take away from the painting itself. So you want something kind of muted. That one got, oh, that one's got 3. That one might be. I'm blue. I love blue. I could do that. That's kind of boring. But I love using these for, this kind of reminds me of tin. That might be kind of cool. And there's 3 of those. I'll stick my finger in that one. That one's cool too. But I'm going to do a lot of brown, so I don't really want that one. Paisley's cute. Could do that one. Alright, I think use that one or this one. I think I'm going to do the blue. The blue. Okay, so I picked that out. If you had the stencil of the wood grain, you could use that for the background too. I know a lot of you have it, so that would be kind of cool. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put this aside for a minute to show you what I got. Oh, here's those watercolors I was doing on Tuesday. So they are really, really granulating. I love them. So that's the one color, those 5 of them, and then I just less water as I go. But they are really granulating. They're gorgeous. This one's really different with the purple in it. Very nice. So that's one to my collection. And then I did get these 2 books. I actually have the author to this series, who is Herb Leonhard is his name. So I do have his books. He reminds me of the old style fairies that that woman, I can't think, her name starts with a C, I can't think of it. She did all the fairy alphabet and the flower fairy. So I got this one, and these books are a really good buy. So it's let's see, £5.49, but I think it was $12 or $15 Canadian, and free shipping. And there's 40, I think that, yeah, 40 different ones to color. But what I like about these types of books, this to me is a reference book. I wouldn't necessarily color in these. I just like it as composition. I look at it for composition. I look at it for style of how they do their hair, or the different poses, because a pose in a drawing or painting tells a story. Instead of you just standing there straight with your arms at the side, that tells you nothing. It tells you that you're standing there. There's no story, unless it's got a really cool expression on its face. So that's what I look for, and also just how they composed the whole thing. Like this one here, this one's a mermaid, and it's the Art Nouveau style, and this here is very, very Art Nouveau style pattern. But I also look at what did they combine to make it work. So the circle, as the Art Nouveau typical circle that they normally do have, but each circle has a shellfish in there. And then there's the seahorses in this one, and then they put the seahorse in there. So it's interesting to me. I really look at stuff like that. Like, look at this. They got all little snails all around with a little toadstool and a snail on the top. But it's got some really awesome color pages. It's a fantastic price for what you get. Now, mind you, the paper isn't like super duper heavy or anything, but there's some really cool. So there was that one, the fairies, Nouveau fairies, and then there's the mermaid special. This one is by Anastasia Koldarov. She's got beautiful, I love the faces that she does. She has a really awesome way of showing expression, and I like seeing her expressions. I think I need to brighten my settings a little bit. That's a little better. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? You have this. You have it? Oh, that's not surprising, Sandra. I think I love this one. I think that is so gorgeous, and it amazes me too, the expression and the detail in this, and there's not a whole lot of shading. It's very simple, very delicate. So these are great to learn from. So I know there's a lot of people that go, oh, color books. They kind of frown on color books. You learn a lot from color books. You either learn how to do the shading, you learn composition aspects in coloring books, especially really good ones like this. You learn the simplicity of line and how it changes a picture. Like, look at that one. This one I love too. The turtles. Isn't that cute? It's got little turtles all around her. So these are all the same price. They're all, for me, it was either 12, I think it might have been 15. But that's a really good price for 40 drawings. So great books if you want to have some reference or color. Darn you, Evelyn. Oh, are you, Devin? Well, these, you can't beat these. And really, for coloring, the paper's fine in these. I would get them for coloring, definitely. And especially depending if you like a lot of detail. I really like the Coloring Haven coloring books for that. Yeah, they're directly from the Coloring Haven. So, is there a... Yeah, they have website, coloringhaven.com. And free shipping, so can't beat that. And it came like really fast. I was surprised coming from the UK. It came right away. Like, it was less than 2 weeks for me. Okay, so then, now this was because of Dee Dee. And I did get these ones from the US Amazon. And I know she has the square ones or triangle ones, I can't remember. And she was wondering what the difference was. And then I don't think there is a difference from hers to this one. Devin, you said you got some, the 120s, and they were round. I think it was the one set that only came in the square or whatever it is. So they give you a color chart you can use. And just a whole bunch of goodness. So lots of greens and lots of reds, which I like. So as you can see, you even have more greens here. And then a whole lot of pinks. More into the fleshy colors. A whole lot of blues and purples, which is good. More purples and pinks and more greens. Like, that is great. And then more of the earthy tones, some more pinks, some more purples, blues, and greens, but darker. And then your earthy tones and grays, that type of thing. I think that's it. Yep. There's a lot. But yeah, I think they're great. We can try some out and see how they compare. I did No, I didn't. Let's try a white too. It's always good to try the white. So a white and what other? I'll leave this one out. Put this one back in. I don't want these all out, so let's do a blue. Probably this one here. And a red. Grab a piece of copy paper. You know, these are what they call oily. Actually, where's my black paper? I'll put some on black too. Watch out, Chloe. You're in the way. White. Okay, so most of us say that the white Prisma is the best, although I do like Holbein. It's, yeah, I think Holbein myself, I think Holbein is probably better than Prisma. And now that you can get Holbein at Blix, that's pretty. And then if I, not bad, pretty darn close. That's Prisma. Now, feel-wise, Prisma is smooth. Now these are new. I should actually sharpen it. Sometimes there's a coating on them, so I would say they're very, very close, if not the same, to tell you the truth. Very, very close. The whole crayon has color, just not just the end. Weird how they have so many variations. Yeah, you'd think they'd stick with the same barrel. Let's see. Let's see if I can match this red. Okay, here's now I don't have a Prisma red down here, but this is a Caran d'Ache Pablo, and they're supposed to be an oil also. Real hard. I would say the Pablo seems to drag a little bit more. This is more creamier, believe it or not. It is. This is more creamier than the expensive Pablos. But now they're not the same color, but do the pretty well do the same. Let's try a blue. light. Now this one's different, so it could be the colors are a little different sometimes. You do find that in colored pencils. Now this one seems a little smoother than this one, but they're very, very close. Not enough to put me off. Okay, let's try and light touch with the Pablo. And light touch with this one. Not bad. I would say they're very close. So close that I would probably go with these. The only problem, though, is I don't think you can get these individual. So that's the only problem with these. So if you're somebody that likes to buy individuals, then I would stick with the Pablos or the polychromos or Prisma. Is this the one? Let me see. No, this is a Pablo. Let me get. I'm gonna see how they. Okay, this is the less expensive one. And then I'm gonna put a blue on top and see what I get. Okay, let's see this one. Now the blending can be different with an oily colored pencil than with a wax blend. I have two different reds and blues, so it's not going to be the same as the other one, but it'll give me an indication of how much it can blend or not. So let's go in with a white over top of it and see what happens. Let's try this one. It's interesting. So you still get the mauve color, especially in this one. This one was more of an orange and aqua color than a blue. How much you can change it? I think it more or less does sit on top like the typical oil. can put quite a few layers on though. Depending on what you want. So there, I like them. Colleen, are they matting at the moment? Yeah, that's true. Because for just what, 10 expensive colored pencils is the same price as a whole set of 180, basically. And so yeah, I would, for somebody that's into mixed media and portraiture, I would suggest them, definitely. Especially if you're not sure if you want to stick to portrait work or colored pencil itself, then I would definitely buy these. The only thing, if you're an artist, you're not sure about the archival. I don't think it says it on the back, does it? Where is it? Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. Because that would have to be considered. But if for people just, you know, coloring in their on mixed media and just having fun with it in your journals, excellent. Because typically I don't use my really expensive ones in my journals that much because they're $5 a pencil. So you don't want to use them up on a journal page. I keep them for commissions and stuff. But these would be awesome. So I would, oh, there it is. Let's see what it says here. Rich, vibrant pigments and expertly balanced shades provide super vending. Whether you're a beginner, a hobbyist, or a professional artist, the premium pencil, ideal for all your creativity from quick sketches to intricate work. Doesn't say anything about, you'd probably have to go on their website and see what it says, but I kind of doubt that they have any kind of archival rating. But again, if it's for your journal, I would get them. I like using colored pencil in my mixed media, so yeah. And because they have such a huge range of different shades, that's great. Crayola works, yeah. Now I don't have any Crayola, but I know Dee Dee does, and she swears by them. So for just doing what we're doing, I'm not sure the price point of Crayola, but yeah, these were a good price for that many. Darn good price. And you get a tin. Now I'll probably not keep them in the tin. I like to put them in something so I don't have to fiddle with it. Let's see. All right. So back to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue these on. And where's my glue? So just get some matte medium out. Hey Dot. Oh no, 2 hours? Oh dear. I hope it was for good and not for bad. Oh, my son is going through hell with the government and the emergency response benefit. My God. His work is pretty much not there, so he's had to get the benefit, and they have, oh my God, they don't, because it's new, they don't have stuff, all the kinks worked out, and it's just ridiculous. He's been trying to get this benefit done, and nobody has a case file. They don't have him go to one person and always that person. You get somebody new every time he phones, so one person tells him one thing, one person tells him another thing, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And then they say, yes, you'll be getting it, and then the next day he doesn't get anything. Oh my God. So today he found out that they had him put in the wrong thing that he was applying for. I'm like, oh my God. So, so now that I figured that out, hopefully it'll get all done. He's been doing this for 10 months, and he's gone through all of his savings because of it. It just drives me crazy. You would think they would. And then I guess you'll phone them up and be talking about, well, is the case figured out yet? Does your supervisor okayed it? Well, I don't know. I'm not in my office. I'm on my cell phone. So they can't look up anything. Well, then why are they answering the frickin' phones? Oh my God, it's so crazy. Somebody tried to steal my money. Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that, Dot. That's the last thing you need to be going through right now. Okay, let's just put this on. Get the sides done. I can cut around the bottom, so I'm not worried about that. And just get all of the air bubbles out that you can. So you don't want any buckling and that type of thing. And then I'll just lift up this area and start continuing down here. try to keep as less water as you can in your brush when you're doing this too, because you don't want it to curl. Alrighty. I think that's going to work out good. Then, and I can go over this with some paint if I want to add some more distressing to it. That's no problem. Okay, so I got, let's see. Just fold it there. There's so many scammers out there too. You know, you just don't know. They're getting smarter and smarter, and it's really hard to figure out sometimes if that's legit or not. Like, you know, when they'll I know there's one going around with Amazon where they say you have a problem with your package, it's at this warehouse or something like that. And look, go to this page or something, or verify your account or something like that. And all you have to do is look at the top URL, and you can tell because it's got some weird name on it, and it's like, oh my god. So look at the URL, because if it's not got anything to do with the company that says they need to get in touch with you, or if it's anything to do with bank, Visa, Chrome, they don't do that. Never give out your information. You always don't click on anything, because that's the best way of getting into your computer. Hey, Eileen. Hopefully this works out. Well, some of the paper peeled off, but that kind of looks like distress. So I'm good with it. Yes, very scary. Good job. They are on the ball. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some banks, thank goodness, they're like, you know who isn't on the ball is Netflix. What was it? 2 weeks ago, I went on my Netflix account, and everything was in Spanish. And I thought, what is going on here? So then I go in my settings, and like their page is very unfriendly to figuring out where to go. So I eventually figured it out. So you can actually see the last time you were on your account and what you watched and where it was coming from and what device and all that stuff. And it was from Puerto Rico. Like, hello, Netflix, don't you realize I'm not in Puerto Rico? Look at my address. So I had to get in touch with them and change my email, get a different email for them, and my password, and get a PIN, and oh my god. Like, they need to do something about, I've heard so many people have that problem. And I don't know how they did it. That's the thing. I think it has to be through the internet somehow, through Netflix. I'm not sure how they do it, but because I'm very, very careful in, I never go on, you know, weird websites, or I think that one was from Netflix, and somehow through the internet or your TV, or whoever you're getting it from, if it's directly from Netflix. And also if you're putting it on a different device, depending on your device. The only thing I can think of is I put it on my smart TV, and I don't know how they would have done it, but that's the only thing I can think of, because I have like all kinds of protection on everything else. But yeah, crazy. Hey, Jane. Lurk away. It'll be here. Jane, there's a link in the community page for what we're putting on this for the members. And if you're not a member, there's a link at the top there that you can get the information, and on top of the chat, so you can check it out, see if it's right for you. Here's the printable. It's a watering can and pot. Oh, Joan, what is this called? Is it a cloche? Cloche? For putting over plants when it's yeah, they got the password somehow. Cloche. Yeah, I thought it was. Thank you, Jane. Thought that's what it was, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so we're gonna put that on there, but we're gonna make this into a pocket so that I can put different other art that I don't want to glue into here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. So let's see if this is the same. Yep. So this, and then I'm going to copy it onto this spare sheet I had. I don't think this one, no, that wouldn't be too big. And I need darker. I want a fairly dark imprint. I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to tape that down and just trace it. I like to tape mine down so it doesn't move on me. I can't always catch Kathy live and pay attention, but catch the replays. Understand. Okay, now I'm just going to use a orange pen here and outline everything. Now when you download it, you can, I think you're able to change the size if you want to do this as a canvas. Go ahead and use it. And I'm going to do some mixed media on it. So we're going to put some actual either yarn or string where that spool of twine is. I always like using a larger, like this is a number 7, I think, or 1 millimeter in a different color, and then I'm more apt to know if I've missed anything. Just take your time. You can take things out if you don't want it in there. I hear Coco whining upstairs. I might have to take her out or bring her down. So I was telling everyone when I first came on, well, she's not bad. Chloe's down here. And she's suffering from anxiety because the snow is sliding off my roof and has been for the past 2 days, little by little. And it makes a huge noise, and it scares the bejeebus out of her. So she's kind of at my side and keeping me awake at night. Chloe, or Coco, the little dash hound, she could care less. But she's whining right now, probably because she wants downstairs, because Chloe's downstairs, and that's not fair. But she doesn't go down the stairs by herself because her little legs are too short. She'll fall down the stairs. Oh, okay, Eileen. Thank you. It sounds better though, doesn't it? Instead of bell. So this is going to take probably smaller brushes. So if you've got some round, number 2, number 4 maybe would be the max that you'd want to go to. You might want some flats. We could probably get away with 1/4 inch flat shading brush. And I'm going to do mine in clay pots. You could make them fancy pots if you wanted to. It's up to you. And probably the watering can will be kind of a rusty turquoise kind of shade. These are little plant tags or plant sticks for your writing on. So it tells you what's in the vegetable garden. Let's see. These things I'm going around are they're little garden tags, but they have metal wire. There's different ones you can get. You could change these out if you want. If you don't want these, just make normal tags. If you enlarged this, you could actually take that paper I showed you and use the tags that were in that paper. That would be cute. Just get as close to the detail as possible. And this is actually going to be very easy to paint. I'm not going into a huge amount of detail. So you'll see that it's very simple. And the glass I'm going to do in a very simple way. You can put whatever flower you want in here. You could be an orchid, it could be, this looks like a little topiary tree of some sort. I'm just going to indicate where it is. Little and then it goes across because it's a shelf. I'm not going to use a ruler. Let's see. And it goes probably about there. And just this little bit here, and then we're done. We can start to paint. If you're hearing that, it's my sump pump. So we have a huge melt on going. Oh, I missed out how this goes. Did I have it on the other one? Let's see. Seeing my other view, there was a reason why I had so many copies. I have the other side of that one. So, like that. Probably don't have the thing in enough, but Gives me an indication. I don't want to have it lopsided. Let's see. Went over a bit, that's fine. All right, I think that's it. I'm just going to outline where I want it, because I'm going to actually put the string in. So I'm just outlining it. That should be good enough. Yep. All right. So there it is. And maybe I'll just fold this over. So it'll go like that. So this actually matches the pattern above it. So it's going to look like it's part of the page. So you won't see the difference in the paint. So I could take a piece of file folder and glue it onto that. Let's see. Got some spares here somewhere. Go get a file folder. Okay, so I'll just glue this on to the bottom of this. Should fit. Should be big enough. Might have to cut a little bit of it off, but that won't be too bad. Hey, Tori. Move this out of the way while it dries, and we'll put this on here. I don't think I have my cutter up here. Oh yes I do. Awesome. And we can cut it. All right. Just take my brush again and take the water out of it. And then now with this one, I want to put gel medium on the drawing itself. So if I put something on paint-wise that I don't like, I can wipe it off. Because if you don't do that and you just go straight on top of the paper, then it just soaks right in the paper and you'll never get it off. So you kind of have to repaint that area, and it's more work that wasn't necessary if you had it put on the matte medium. So always a good idea. Put it down. Okay. Make sure it sticks down enough. I want it adhered really well. Let's see. Okay, and then I just cut that off. So this is a good way of using up your papers that you have stashed away somewhere, or if you've got some papers that you're not really fond of, use them up like this. And then you can also, before you put your pattern on, stencil over top of it, add some color to it, white it out a bit, and it's a good way of using all your stuff. Alright, I should actually, oh yes, I want to put that on there. So let's put a good coat on here now. And then once I got this on, I'll dry it, and we'll be starting our painting. Now normally I would have done this all beforehand before I got on here, but I know there's a lot of people, new people that are watching, and I thought it would be a good way of showing the very start of this process. That's good. All right, so I'm going to take these dogs outside for a second, and then I'll be right back. So talk among yourselves, and I'll be right back. Okay, come on. Come. Sorry I had to do that. Let's try it. So what else is going on with you guys? You getting excited with spring like me? Get a spot there that's not down. Slip it in there. Don't know why. Hopefully they got it. It's okay. Yeah. They gotta go, they gotta go. I was telling everybody before all of you came in, my snow is all, some areas you still have about a foot, foot and a half, but some areas of the garden is showing, and I see my daffodils coming up. So that pleases me. Yes. Now, I know that we will get flurries. We always get flurries, snow in April. It's just part of it. But we don't get a ton. Very rarely do we get like a huge accumulation of snow in April, but it has happened. But I'm hoping that they're right when they said that we're going to be normal this year as far as weather. And they were showing how the weather, the jet stream's going to be in it. Looks like you guys are just going to get hot. Like, not my day today. Oh, no. Jeez, Dot. It's gonna get better. You gotta stay positive. No point in giving negative anymore. I can't talk today. Pauline is excited to see ducks. Yeah, you can tell the birds are all courting. I can hear the birds again. That's the thing I really dislike about winter is you go outside and it's absolute silence. There's nothing. No chirping, nothing. And then as soon as the nice weather starts and the birds figure it's spring, then all the chirping starts again. Like yesterday, I had I don't know, there had to have been like 8 blue jays in the trees squawking at each other. The cardinals are calling again, so that's good. I haven't seen any robins, but I did hear one. I kind of feel sorry for them because they eat bugs and worms. There's nothing out there for them yet. I don't know if they eat at a feeder or not. Alright, it's a little bumpy, but it'll eventually straighten out. Too, if you find that your papers are kind of wavy, you can iron them. So you just put them on the back side, put another piece of like parchment paper, like what you'd use in the oven, and just iron your page flat. Robins on rare occasions come to my feet. Oh, but they do come? Yeah, you don't see them. I've never seen a robin around here at the feeder. But typically you don't see them here until the end of March, beginning of May, or beginning of April, depending on the weather, the jet stream. Okay, just have a little coffee container lid here. And let's see, we can start off with the, actually this is a really good color for, I might go a little more on the green side though, because I want it to stand out. Let's see what color we use. I'm just looking at my paint here. I use typically craft paint in my folders and in my journals. That way the pages don't stick together. No, it's gloss. Greenish. Maybe this one. Aqua. See if it's any good. Hopefully it is. Aqua, and we can add a little bit of green to it probably. I've got some lime green here. Make it a little more on the green side. We'll just do a very simple painting, not too complex. I have mockingbirds eating shellless sunflower seeds in the winter. Oh, awesome! A mockingbird. I don't think I've ever seen a mockingbird here. Yes, by the gas stove they are in. Hi Kathy and everyone. Yes, the chirping is great. I have newborn chicks in the kitchen. Lots. Little chickens? Or do you breed birds? You always put suet out? Yeah. Mockingbirds eat bugs. Oh, okay. Okay, so we want a fairly small brush, so don't get something too big, especially if you're a beginner. This one here is, let's see, has it got a number on it? It's an angle shader. Doesn't say, it just says angled, oh wait a minute, Princeton. It's a Princeton snap. And doesn't have a number. Oh wait a minute. It's a 1/4 inch. I like using angles because you can use them in different ways. I'm just going to mix some of this. So just take up some, add some green to it, see what I get. Yeah, that's a nice color. I don't know if it shows. Kind of a more on the green side. So it'll show nice. And then I can add white to it to lighten the areas too. Yep, little red hens. Oh, I like red hens. They're so cool. Future like egg layers, yep. Many, many, many years ago when I was in my 20s, late 20s, early 30s, we had chickens. We had Banty and what other ones? Can't think of the other ones. We had some that laid blue eggs. They were fun. The kids loved them. They thought it was magic. Oh, your hummingbirds. Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't get a whole lot of hummingbirds here. And when they do come, it's really late, like it's in July, which is weird. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot of gardens around here, because I'm practically the only one that's got a floral garden. But the one thing we do have a lot here are Orioles. Okay, so I just added a little bit of white to that. And I just kind of want a medium color. And this part here it's kind of like when you tip your watering can, the water doesn't fall out if you tip it over enough. Sometimes you need to tip them really far and the water would spill out. That's why they have that kind of hood looking thing on it. So just give your watering can a coat of this medium color. We will go back in and put rust on it. We need the base color first. So if you want to do the same color as I am, or you can do it in red, you could, whatever color you want. I'm just kind of leaving the line so I know where stuff is. That's going to be a rusted area anyways, so it can be a little bit painted. It is very rare to see Orioles there. Oh, really? I didn't know that. They are picky. They have to have really tall trees. They like a real tall tree area to put their nests in. And they like wide open spaces. They don't like a lot of brush area. If you put oranges out, they'll eat oranges. They'll drink out of the hummingbird feeders too. They're really neat. I like watching them. They have a really interesting chirp. It's very distinctive, very clear and loud. I won't be able to stay to the end today as I am part of a team or an online quiz. Oh, awesome! That's fine, Dot. It's always here for you to watch later if you want. Yeah, don't think you have to stay. That's why I have them in recordings, so you can come and go as you please. I do appreciate you being here and all the support for my channel that everyone in my membership is giving me. Helps me do this, keeps me going. So I'm just very thin line I'm leaving, just so that I know where everything is, because that will have to be known when I start doing the shading and the rust. Colleen, I love them. I have many nests of those around the barn. They are amazing to watch. Where are you, Mary? Part of the country are you in? Here's my watchdog, Coco. She's only a foot high, or not even a foot, and she thinks she's a Doberman. So, how dare someone walk past the house, or the neighbors go out in their yard? That's not allowed. And this little, I don't know what this is. Oh, that's part of a tag there, if you were wondering. Okay, so I got all that. So we may as well, how do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do it all at once, or would you want me to do all of the base coating first? What is easier for you guys? Woodpeckers eat from the hummingbird feeder. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I always see woodpeckers here. We have tons, but I have a lot of big trees in the back. Yes, they always make me pears. Virginia, beautiful country. I love that. I always see pictures of it. I'd love to go down that area. I agree, Colleen. I would love to see them in real life. What, the Orioles are you talking about, Joan? They are a beautiful bird. They're just so vibrant. And we had scarlet tangers here too. You don't see many of them, but they're even brighter. They're gorgeous birds. They're a little bit smaller than your oriole. So this pot, I think, is going to be a clay pot. And then the tags are sitting in a little clay pot. Oh, I forgot to do the spout. Spout's going to be the same. Oh, hummingbirds. I always laugh when I think of hummingbirds. I remember one time I went with my husband, my first husband. He was a hunter. We went way up north, way top part of Ontario. And we were in a huddled down behind a bunch of brush and tall grass, and there was wheat in the field and stuff, and he was tracking to see what was in the area, and I had my camera. I don't like hunting. I just went with my camera, and he was, you gotta be quiet, you gotta be quiet. And this hummingbird, and I don't know why, but this hummingbird came flying down and hovered right in front of my face and stayed there. And I was like, whoa, it's gonna puncture my eye. And I started squealing, and he got so mad. And the thing kept coming after me. I couldn't figure out why. I don't know if there was a nest around or what, but it was funny. And I laugh every time because it stopped him from hunting it, I think. But it was the first time I ever been attacked by a hummingbird. Joan, is like a magical dance. When they decide to flock over the hay fields, they feed in night. The barn swallows. Oh, the barn swallows, yeah, they're amazing. I love the look of them too. Didn't think there were any birds in the garden today till they blasted at the quarry and they all took off. Oh, awesome. Oh, darn quarry workers. Maybe you smelled sweet. I don't know. It was the strangest thing. Like usually they're, you make the slightest move and they fly off real quick. But that was strange. Yes, the long. Maybe it smells. Egyptian geese. Oh, cool. My uncle had raised Egyptian geese. Oh no, I wouldn't have. Can't think back then. Oh, I might have been wearing red because hunting you have to wear red, but could have been that. It was weird though. It was like shh. And then I started laughing and couldn't stop laughing. All right, so I guess I'll do this is burnt sienna I'm going to use for the terracotta pots. And you can lighten it with a little bit of yellow if you want. In Keswick. Where's Keswick? Doesn't sound familiar to me. yes, they go to my red. Yeah, I knew about the feeders. It could be. I thought I was something sweet. That's for sure. Trying to figure me out. I think I need a little bit of red to that, just a smidgen. I like it more on the reddish side or orangey side. So I'll just add a little bit of red to that mix. There, that's good. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't go to Toronto. I hate big cities. It's such a rat race. I'm a country girl. Even though I was born and raised in a city, I love the country. So just adding this base coat of kind of a terracotta color. There's many, many different shades of terracotta too. Some are more pink, some are more orange. So don't fuss too much about the color that you've got. They also change when they get older. They get this white powdery kind of a I don't know what it is, mold, or I don't know what it is. Kind of a, could be the salts from the water too that form on them. And this is going to be a wooden, so I'm going to probably do that more on the, maybe a light beige. So I'm going to take some of this over here and I'm going to add some white to it. I want a fair amount. I don't want it too dark. There. And I'm just going to base coat this. And now, if anybody has crackle paste, you could put crackle paste on this wood thing. It would look really neat. We might do that. We'll see how long I have. I'm going to leave it kind of a little semi-transparent. I don't mind that for this because it kind of gives it a antique-ish look anyways. And I can still see my lines through it. But we'll be shading this and highlighting areas of it. So don't fret too much about the color yet. It's got lots to do. Okay, thanks for coming, Dot. You have a good evening. This one here is a terracotta one too. That's holding the tags and markers. So I'm just going to do that in there. And the string thing, what I think I'll do is I'll pick some wool or twine or something and do a darker color of whatever color twine I pick in that area so it looks more like a backdrop. Alright, so see, It may look like a lot you have to do in this, but there's really not. Let's see. This is part of the bell. Now this here we could actually do with Posca markers or a very thin script liner. The tags here, I think I'm going to do them in a really even lighter than this, almost a white or a gray. You could go with a gray. Some of these are those plastic ones that you see. I'm just going to do them in this kind of peachy color. They could be tongue depressors too. Let's see. Use the right size brush for this. I'm just using the very tip of this angled brush. If you got a really small brush, a round might be better for you. There is quite a few small areas in here. I'm just leaving the lines in between so I know where one begins and one ends. And let's see, maybe a little bit more white in there, and I'm just gonna, actually no, I think I will do those with a bit of gray because I want it to look like metal. So I got a little bit of blue, oh that's green, black here. Take care, Dorothy. Hover and look in. It's neat. Okay, so I want it kind of a medium color gray, I guess. Let's see. Probably should have a bigger palette here. A little more white in there. There. And the metal tags have a metal area where you can write on them. So you can put that in. And then we'll either use colored pencil or we could use markers. I think I might use colored pencil today, actually, because it's a smaller area and it'll show you how easy it is to add some detail to your work. And I missed some spots down there. Just some tags are down here. I haven't done colored pencil on acrylic for quite a while. So it'd be kind of fun to do again. I used to do it a lot. It's so easy to get instant detail. And this one here I think is part of a stick. Right there. And then those marks there I'll just do in colored pencil. Now the little shelf it's sitting on, we can do that in, let's mix a little bit of this black with that sienna color. And I'm just gonna bring it across. Now I didn't mix it a whole lot, so you're going to see different variants of color. So some sienna, you'll see a little bit more black. I like that look, especially when you're doing wood and old wood. It might be more on the gray side. And I'm just going to paint right down past. And then on this is the side, and then on there is the top. So all you have to do to show that difference is just add a little bit of white to that mix, just to lighten it slightly. And then go across. Get a little bit more. Doesn't have to be a big difference, but you do want to know the difference there. This is just the start because we're going to be putting streaks in it. Like so. And then just over here, I need a little bit more. Okay, we'll let that dry. And you can take some of that brown again that we made with the black and the sienna color, and use that to put in your stem for your tree, or whatever you want. You could put a flower in too, whatever you want to do. And then we just have to figure out what you want. I'm going to do a little topiary, round topiary, and to start off I want a deep green, so let's do evergreen. Color. These are Americana. I'm going to get another. Catch you later. Okay, have a good day. So I have a very dark evergreen. Ooh. Oh, my sister. All right. So I'm going to take a, let's see, if you have a Deerfoot stippler, or even a kind of a bristle brush will do too, something like this, or a 1-inch, something stiff. Let's see, even a bristle brush, let's see. I'll just use this one. This is an old bristle brush. So I'm just going to, it's very stiff, so I'm just going to put a base coat, but I want it jagged around the edges. So the inside can be fairly opaque, but around the edges kind of just dot, because you want an uneven edge. You don't want a fine edge that's like a line. So just around the edge. And let that dry. And that's just our base. All right, so let's dry this and then we can start putting on some rust. So this rust here, we kind of want to use a rough brush again. Just thinking how I want to go about this. Okay, so we want let's see, burnt umber, maybe. I guess we could use what we have on here. We have that sienna color that we made up. We can use that and some black with it. That should give us a good color. And then I'm just going to dab my scruffy brush in it, wipe some of it off. And don't go around all of the areas. The rust goes in just certain areas. Like it would be around probably this area, the front, where the water would be coming out, because it'd probably drip. So just put some, and just lightly scratch at it along the bottom of the spout. And just making some marks around the base. And we can go in with a liner and add some of the lines where the metal is rolled to make a line there. So we just want some bigger areas right now. Around here. So I have a fairly dry brush here. So I can still see the paint through it, and that's what you want. And I'm just lightly, and not hardly any pressure at all, just swirling it around. Might have some in here. up the, maybe a little bit on the top part. On this top part here. We can also add green back onto this, so don't worry if you think you got too much. You can always go back with that green color. I'm just going to make it fairly shadowed with that in this part here. Okay. So dry your brush. You've got to make sure you don't have a lot of water in your brush when you're doing that. Now with a fairly fine brush, you could use actually a very small liner or a small round. This is a number 2. And I just want to go with that same mix that we made. And this time it's fairly watery on your brush. We don't want it too thick. And then wherever those rolled edges were, you want to put a line. This is kind of a line down where those rolled edges are. Now if you have, and then I like to just smudge it with my finger while it's wet. It just kind of gives it a little bit more grungy look when you smudge it. Now we can do this also with the colored pencils. So don't get too worried about it if it's not looking quite right, or maybe you want to wait till you use your colored pencils for this, and that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't take much to get it looking the way you want. Now we can take some of that green shade and that brush and add some white to it. So take one of your brushes, not the bristle brush, to mix that, or a palette knife, whatever you want to do. So we want some of that green color that we mixed up, but we want it a lot lighter. And then just dip the top of your brush so it's very little on it. And then you take a paper or another palette and just go like that. So it takes some of it off. And then just every so often lighten some areas. This might be a little lighter up here because of the highlight. Right in here, I'm just going to do some streaks in one direction. Get a little bit more on there. Maybe down here. Just lightly, so it's kind of scratchy looking. And just a little bit on the top here. And let's see, a little bit more right here. And right in here. You can go over top of your other stuff too. That makes it even grungier looking. And then you can also take and mix a little bit of black into that mix. Just a smidge. And we can do some darker areas also. So I'm just with my palette, or my just corner of my brush, and I'm just mixing that in there. It changes it almost to a purpley color. And then you take the same brush and then that's not enough. Kind of have to play with it. Let's see if that's dark enough. Yeah, that's good. So it's just you kind of have to play. This is the under part of the handle here, so I'm just going to put some more in there. And right in here, underneath here, a little bit. And right in this bottom part of the spout, it's going to be a little bit darker. Let's see. Maybe in here a little bit. And just a tad on the there, see? So it just looks grungier. Now we can take more, you know, you play with it until you like the look. Now I'm going to add a lot of pencil crayon to that part, or colored pencil, so I'm not too worried about it right now. So let's try and get these terracotta pots, and we can add some dark areas. So I'm just going to add some more of that black to that terracotta area, just to darken it. And I've got my angled brush again, and this time I'm just going to dab the long point of the angle in it, and I want to kind of just do a bit of shading underneath the lip. And that's where I put the color, is right underneath that lip, so the point is under the lip of the point of the brush is under the lip. And that way it just gives it a nice gradient shadow. Might need to go back and add a little more. It's up to you. I'm going to do this one too. It's a little harder. You can wait and just do the colored pencils if you want, and then just dry brush it. So I'm going to put some more of that color in there. See how my brush is kind of separating? So it's fairly dry. So I'm just starting at the very edge of this, and then I just sweep it towards the center. Just make sure you got enough on your brush. Take some off. You don't want a lot because you want it streaky looking. And then you could also just do some lines too. You could do that with your colored pencils too. And then just some, it'd probably be a dirty pot, so just here and there along the sides, be a little bit darker. And it's dry brushed. And then we can also add some lighter areas, so maybe a little bit of this white with that color, lighten it up a bit, take some off, and this would go probably in the center areas, and again dry brushing. A little more in the center than anywhere else though. Might have a little bit more along the top edge, just to show that the light is hitting there. Same with this one. Just a little bit. And I think this needs to, I didn't put it in the drawing, but I'm going to bring this more into a little bit of a curve because I think that needs it. So in your drawing, bring that curved out a little bit. And then with your shading this again, you want to put a shadow underneath there. So I'm just taking the black on the tip and just bring it around just the bottom of that. So you got a little bit of a shade. And you can do the same for this too. So I've just got a little bit of water on my brush and I just dip the tip. Just make sure you have enough water that you can blend it. Okay. When the fibs pray, prayers are answered. Aw, what's going on? Somebody sick? I missed it. I'm going to put a little bit under there. Just needs a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, Joan, I'm sorry, I didn't know your dog was. Oh, your dog sick? Oh, yes. Everyone can keep positive thoughts and prayers for Joan's dog. Now, the jar thing, this is very easy to do. So all you need to do is take your brush, get some water on it, dip it in the white, and then just stroke it so you're mixing it into your brush. But you don't want it in all of the brush, just on the one side. And then just lightly, you don't want a really harsh line, kind of want it foggy looking. You go down the lines that you made for the glass. Alright, and there. So you always keep it on that one side of the brush. And that way it gives you a gradation of that color. So it's not a harsh line. And that kind of gives you that look of the glass being glass. And you can do it as many times as you need. But don't have a really harsh line. That's the only thing. You can overdo it too. Okay, so that's so far. It's very, very faint. But you want the outline so you can see it. But just, you want it gradient. See, you think that there. There. So it's just noticeable. Now with this one, you need a reflection also, and you're still going to use the white. And you're still going to do it the same way, so a little bit of paint on that one corner. And then just from the top, you kind of want to sweep, you might need a little bit more on there. These are a little bit more defined. And just sweep it around the top. And then you got to remember the shape of the dome. Well, I guess I shouldn't do that. I got to finish the tree too. I can do this part though. And then it's got a little lip. So you're going to have a bit of a reflection on that lip. Not everywhere, just kind of halfway. And where it curves, you kind of see the bottom here. Like that. Okay, so let's finish this tree before we get too carried away. And let me think, how do I want to do this? I guess we could use this. Let's make a little bit of different colored leaves for this. So I'm going to add a little bit of this lime green with that darker green. And I've got my angled brush again, and I'm just going to dab. Just a light dab. It does leave a kind of an oval shape, leaf shape. Just go around the ball area with that one color. It leaves some of the dark underneath though. You don't want to cover all of it up. And then take your white and lighten that again. Okay, and then you go over it again. I've got a little bit of white in mine, that's fine. Kind of space them out a bit, and then add a little more white to it. And this time you can either have most of the white up on the top area, because that's where the light would be shining from, depending on where it is. And that will give it a little bit of form. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit of that dark color and put a little bit of that on the bottom. Darken it just a bit for shadow. So you can add a few in the here and there because you wouldn't. Okay. So while that's drying, we may as well do this here. It's kind of a dowel type of thing. Let me think. I think I'm going to want some of the darker color here. So I'm using that sienna color with that black. And I want a fairly wet brush, not dripping wet though. And then again, take that one edge and then wherever you see the bottom lip of the dowel, you just go under that. And remember it's shaped round, so it's going to have a little bit of shading underneath those areas that kind of stick out. Now we can do a little bit of colored pencil on that too. And let's see, that would be a little bit of a roundness there. So I'm just gonna put some under there. And that would be a little bit more on the round side there. And here. It's got a little bit of a lip too, so I'm going to put some right in here. Right around the lip. And you're going to have to let it dry. All right. So let's dry that.